Hello and welcome to the evil empire of Starbucks and corporations. For our last week on social and political philosophy, we're going to be covering corporations. Reason why is, although corporations you typically might talk about in business or law, our book wisely brings them up with regard to the purpose of business. And the reason why this is important is because historians are going to look back on this time and they will undoubtedly agree that the most dominant institution during this time was the corporation. And corporation affects your life more than almost anything else does. Think about the clothes that you're wearing. Think about the food in your fridge. Think about your car, how you get from place to place. All of these things you rely on corporations for. Almost completely, right? And very few people who can get outside of this administrated life that's completely predicated upon this structure, this legal structure called a corporation. And so our focus this week is going to be on that. Normally we would watch a prolonged video. It's a very good documentary about the corporation. However, because you have your midterm this week, we're going to abbreviate it, and I'm going to present a video. Well, it's not mine, but it's one that you'll be watching. So let's get on to what you're supposed to be doing this week. Let's see here. Here we are. Let's move this over so you guys can see it. Task number 1. You're going to be watching the intro video, and you're going to read on page 539 the purpose of business. Here we are. 539, Purpose of Business. It's just a small philosophy and life section, but it's very, very good. It details a debate about the nature of business between John Mackey and Milton Friedman. Basically, do businesses own an allegiance to the community or simply to themselves to make money? So that's the first thing you're going to do. You're watching the intro video and you're going to read that section from the book. Task number 2, you are going to take the midterm. Now, this midterm is not cumulative. It's only since the last midterm. It'll be relatively short. It is open book and open note. I anticipate it being between 10 and 15 questions. They will all be questions that you've seen before on quizzes. So it should be fairly straightforward. It's an open book, open note. Your papers are almost completed. I just have a few left. I thought I would have them all done by now, but we are very, very close. You should be getting them back at some point during the week. Certainly no later than Thanksgiving, but I think it'll be before that, so I wouldn't worry. By and large, the papers were excellent. There were a couple that weren't very strong, but it does happen. So that's your task number 2. Task number 3, you are going to watch The Story of Stuff. It's about 20 minutes long. It's very good, but as I mentioned with almost all social and political philosophy, it has a particular slant. And so remember that being social or being a social philosopher, a political philosopher, at least in part, means acknowledging your bias. So you will look at this video and it definitely has a particular slant towards economies and individuals and the relationship of corporations to a society. And I think it would be fair to say that it's a Marxist video, but not quite. It's certainly sympathetic. So now know that going in, and then you will complete your journal after watching that video, and I'll just ask you a series of questions about the video. Okay, very good. That takes us up to date. You should be getting your videos or your papers back this week, I anticipate. Remember, next week is going to be a light week. You will log in. There'll be something small to do because I understand that many of you are going to be busy with Thanksgiving. So, and if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, you may just be busy anyway. Okay, thanks very much, you guys. I look forward to reading your journals, and I'll talk to you all soon.